You're tuned into Long Island's only FM sports voice. This is Sports Talk on 90.3 WHBC.
Alrighty, sports fans, coming at you 100% commercial-free every Thursday evening from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. right here on 90.3 WHBC. We're located in Garden City, New York. This is a little radio program that around here we like to call Sports Talk. Thank you, Tristan got the memo. There you go. There you go. My name is Chris Muldoon.
You know,
on this rainy Thursday night, we're live. What is it? May 25th, Thursday, May 25th, the start of Memorial Day weekend this weekend. Yep. In the studio with us. Should I go left to right? Right. Let's start with the Boston Celtics fan. We'll go right to left here. I'll read Hebrew tonight, right? So, KJ Brooks right there. And he's here. You know, he's here for his, actually, before we started the show, Mark's like, KJ might not be here. He's got a funeral time. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. He goes, no, the Celtics. full disclosure.
He's already,
full transparency.
You can see right through me, too, right? hey, he's already changed seasons. He's wearing a Yankee shirt already.
Yeah, well, he is. He's going with, at his job that paid the bills, he had to change into something fast and quick.
I had to ask, what shirt is that? Is that like a Minnesota Lynx shirt? What are you wearing?
The Minnesota Lynx are way too mainstream for him to be sporting. Yeah. You know, it's the Rays, Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, who are two back in the win column from the Yankees.
Wow.
But aren't you a Mets fan? Like, pick a team.
American League team.
It's the old Hillary Clinton. You can have two teams, yes. Tristan Hamilton right there.
How you doing? I'm doing good this night. Ooh, this evening, I should say.
It's rainy.
It's night.
Yeah, it's night. It is. You're right.
It is.
I'm all messed up.
We know.
But did you graduate?
Oh, I graduated. No, I didn't go. I could have walked, but I graduated this summer. But no, I didn't go to graduation. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm just finished these classes. And
they had it at Nassau Coliseum. That was a big event. Right, that's right. And we'll get to a new associate degree carrying person.
Yes, it only took me 5.5 years.
Mark Dukowski. Hey, you know what? That's the great thing about Nassau Community College. It's a bargain. Granted that nothing's a bargain these days, especially when it comes to higher education. But B, you can find yourself. You have time to, you find yourself. That's what you do.
A couple of things to take away from it. Number one, there was over 1,500 names read.
Wow.
Over 50 to 75 faculty members there, like professors there.
Wow. I love reading the articles of some of the, because Newsday had some of the stories on some of the people who graduated. One woman who came to this country not knowing a word of English, and she got like a 3.8 or something. I love those people who are single moms who are now going to be nurses. I love stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff. The
valedictorian had probably one of the most heart-wrenching speeches of all time.
Oh, yeah?
So this guy, last name Basio, he was about to graduate high school in his native country. I'm not sure where, somewhere I think in Central America. At the age of 16, his mother got murdered.
Oh. Right, before his eyes or something like that. I thought I heard something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And so he came to America with nothing.
Wow.
Worked like 70 hours a week and still became valedictorian.
Yeah, well, and at the same week, my alma mater makes top story of the news because like 100 graduates got up and walked out because Mike Pence was speaking. So and my son, and I said, oh, like that. No. And my son's like, well, what's wrong with that? I said, there's nothing wrong with that. I express your. However, if I was a parent paying $60,000 a year, I want to see my son or daughter walk down that aisle and be whatever. However, then my son's like, well, if the kids think one way, don't you think the parents think the same way then? I'm like, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Different. And also, I wouldn't want someone ruining my graduation because they had a beef with the guy who was speaking. That's my other problem. Like, I know you've got a beef, but the guy who's speaking is...
Or at least walk out while he's still talking and come back.
That's right, exactly. Don't just make make a scene, a production number out of it. This has got to be Dave. Hello, caller in sport. Oh, no, it's the dial tone. It's someone walked out of a call on us.
Hey.
Let's see. Hello, Sports Talk. Who's this? Hello. Someone who doesn't understand how turn your radio down. The first time I've been hosting this show since 2004. I don't think I've ever had to say turn your radio down. I just said it for the first time ever. Turn your radio down.
Frankie, that guy.
The guy from Hicksville.
Yeah.
I have to go by where he lives because I've got to pick up my softball team hats. They're in Hicksville on New South Road to be picked up.
Believe it or not, speaking of speakers who spoke, there's one who didn't show up at the Nassau graduation.
Oh.
Ed Mangano.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know if people would have walked out.
He turned 55 soon.
Or people would have laughed at him.
Well, the With this show, actually a couple of shows, Beyond the Game, as well
from
as
the press box.
Not from the press box. I'm just thinking of the shows that are giving away Ducks tickets next week. Next Thursday, we're giving away Ducks tickets, as is Beyond the Game,
Homestretch,
and as is Homestretch. Yeah, so 3 programs. So this coming Tuesday night is the Homestretch, right? That'll be giving away tickets. I think next Friday's afternoons Beyond the Game we'll be giving tickets, and we're giving the next Thursday's giving. And then all of a sudden tonight, I'm at my house, and all of a sudden the doorbell rings. And I don't know about you, but we don't like doorbells ringing. We get very scared. It's like, I just think of bill collectors when I hear doorbells ringing. It just goes back to a childhood. So don't get it. Then don't get it. Then bang, bang, bang. I'm like, I got to get this. Who is it? And I go there, and it's my next door neighbor. Like, we see the back of her house. It's my next door neighbor, and she's like, oh. And she's got in her hand, she's got Ducks tickets. And they're VIP Ducks tickets, because she's with a connected law firm. She's like, hey, do you want to go see the Ducks? And she's like, these tickets were going to go to waste. They were just going to, no one's going to use them. And I said, I have 2 neighbors that have kids, because the people across the street and us, and the people across the street are going away, so they can't use them. So she's like, I got Friday night and I got Saturday afternoon. I'm like, I guess I'll take Saturday afternoon. And she's like, well, take them both. She's like, take them both. So they're the VIP. And they allow you for the Duck restaurant, whatever, the Duck Club or whatever.
Yeah, on the second level.
Yeah.
Is she with Carmen Callahan and Ingham?
No, but she's with Myra Swazi, if you had a guess. If you had a guess. Because that's what the envelope said. But she's not. But so yeah, I was like, all right. So I've never, prior to this year, I think it was Friday 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I'd never been to a Ducks game until my son sang the national anthem, and now I think I'm going to 2 Ducks games this weekend. So, but the games start at 6:30 weeknights,
yes,
which is interesting, and it's at Bethpage Ballpark. You can't call it the Bethpage Ballpark. It's Bethpage Ballpark, and they're very particular about that. So next Thursday, June 1st, can you believe June 1st, next Thursday, we'll be giving away a couple of tickets. I don't know, I think it's a force pack or something, family pack, to see the Ducks play at Bethpage Ballpark and also be on the game, and the home stretch will be giving away tickets as well.
Eric Gagne.
Is he there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Cleveland is up by I think 16 right now or something. So if they went today, you're telling me that we don't get to see basketball until next week.
June 1st, right? Isn't that when it starts?
June 1st, next week this time.
June 1st, yeah.
Oh god, that's gonna be.
And so now you'd be looking at what the world wants. They want Cavaliers and they want the Warriors, right? Yep. And it could be for the next several years, because the teams. I thought the West would have put up a better fight. I would have thought, but that there's the Spurs are old.
It will be Cavs and Warriors mixed with Celtics and Spurs. I'm calling it right now. If Chris Paul goes to the Spurs.
Oh, that's what I've been saying. Oh. That's how I feel. Yeah. I feel that would be the smartest free agency move I've probably seen.
My problem with the Celtics, because I've been thinking a lot about it a lot, because last week a question was posed to you in terms of where do you see the Celtics get, when do you see them getting to a final? And I started thinking about, if they're going to make a point guard their number 1 pick, which I think they're going to make him a number 1 pick, you're going to have the leader of the team be a rookie. And very rarely, maybe with Magic Johnson, does a rookie a rookie point guard lead the team to the championship game. So that's my one thing about next year. I don't know if the Celtics get there next year, just because.
No, I think he's going to come off the bench.
Because you think Isaiah Thomas is going to stay there. So, somebody had came out and said that the Celtics. I don't remember if it was the coach, but the Celtics are better without Isaiah Thomas because they don't have to hide him and they can play straight up. And I kind of noticed in these games is closer without him. It's more competitive, and then because of his lack of size. So say you do get a 6'3" point guard who turns out to be good with this team, and you build and get some free agency. Yeah. Maybe they might end up getting rid of Isaiah Thomas sooner than we think, because he is a real liability.
You know what? They're learning to win without him, and it was kind of that game where the Celtics won that game, where the Cavaliers just. They switched this. They turned the switch. They turned it off.
Yeah, my friend.
And they could not turn it back on. It was just whatever it was.
And I was like, LeBron haven't played this bad since he was 6 years old.
It was a video game. Ever play? It's like a video game where
the 2010 playoffs.
Where it's like a video game where the computer just has to win. Yeah. No matter what you do, the computer's going to win that game. That's what that game was. The Celtics were the computer that game.
His oldest son would have played better than him that game.
Yeah, that was a weird. And now you know what? Kyrie Irving is. He's got holes in his game.
You know what I'll say about Kyrie Irving?
He's getting around that time of the year.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but in this NBA right now, he's the closest thing to Kobe Bryant.
Oh, yeah. And Kobe Bryant came. Yeah.
Kobe Bryant's name's been discussed a lot this week. for two reasons. One, because we're looking at the Lakers picking number 2 and perhaps getting Lonzo Ball, right? And also because Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal have gotten into it. I mean, I'm sure they're friends and it's a good idea for ratings and everything. But and I was just talking about Charles Barkley's game last week. Charles Barkley played bigger than he was, all those kind of things, but he wasn't the size that Shaquille O'Neal was. Charles Barkley couldn't change a game. Shaquille O'Neal could change a game. Now, if you want to bring Hakeem Olajuwon into the equation, that's a better discussion, and I would probably take Olajuwon over Shaq there, but I'd be glad to have either one of them.
Yeah.
It's like no matter what. Yeah. But that was a weird kind of thing. It's like, Charles, slow your roll there. Don't even, the thing about Shaq was he just couldn't shoot free throws. I mean, he just could not. And Hakeem would shoot 70% free throws. Now, someone once explained to me that Shaq's hands were so big, it would be like shooting free throws with a softball, in terms of it's just not, that's what basketball was like to him. So, but there was that whole hack a Shaq strategy that was used. But then Kobe's brought into it because it's like, all right, who was better, Kobe or Shaq? Because Barkley said you couldn't win without Kobe and you couldn't win without Wade, right.
I don't know if that was true.
But you couldn't win in general, so
exactly.
be quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that's
Barkley,
true.
and you won what?
You would have to think, Petty Hardaway was very injury-prone, but you would have to think eventually Shaq, if he was on Orlando Magic, probably would have won.
Yeah, Orlando should have won.
Eventually.
He bolted for Los Angeles.
Yeah. Eventually he would have won one, I think, still. Either way, he was dominant.
And maybe if Shaq was a little bit older, because it was only his second or third year,
he was a young
might
guy
have taken on Hakeem a lot better.
Yeah, no, and
Hakeem was the best with no Michael.
And
there.
you're also talking, and you're talking about a weird time period. You're talking about the Michael era, and it's just a weird kind of thing. But it's a odd kind of discussion. But that's what it's all leading. Like Lonzo Ball will not take a trip to see the Celtics. Apparently,
won't work out for
don't
him.
want him.
Yeah, but that's and then Danny Ainge said, we have Danny Ainge has to put some mystery in it because he's got to make the people sweat because he can't, otherwise the agents get a little.
But isn't it funny how things work out sometimes? Growing up, Paul Pierce was a Lakers fan. There was a documentary. He grew up loving the Lakers, ended up going to the Celtics, and he's one of those guys.
A lot of people love the Lakers.
You never know. So I mean, he don't want to play. He don't want to play. The Celtics shouldn't want him. But every now and then you get some ironic situation like that where something good comes out of it.
If you see, the Lakers have to just hold their nose and pick Lonzo Ball. Yeah, that's what they have to do. And it's and now his father's making the "Stay in Your Lane" shirts. It's the latest "Stay in Your Lane" shirts.
With Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, it's the latest development in his empire that he's building. I guess it's not many grown. Even Richard Williams, after a while, Venus and Serena said, "Dad, get in the background," and plus people get older, so that's what, that's going to happen to Lonzo Ball's going to say, like, look, I'm a grown man. I'm making a lot of money. The paychecks have my name on them, Dad, not yours. So just enjoy yourself. Get a talk show if you want. Be the next Steve Harvey. It's like there's a lot of money in being.
He'd be a liar.
He'd be a great way. He'd be that'd be a great. People would tune in to see him. It would be.
And by time, say Lonzo Ball is considered a superstar, what would we give him? About 3 to 4 years, maybe. By that time, his father would be saying good because his other son would be in the league by that time. Yeah. And his youngest might be a year or two from getting into the league. You got to just relax, man, and let his sons do it.
And then I'm thinking, if Lonzo Ball goes to the Lakers, does that make it easier for Steve Alford in UCLA or harder? In terms of, because right now it's hard for him, which he's going to have both sons. Yeah. But
this one is Lamar or LaMelo. The one that's going now.
I think it's LaMelo.
Yeah,
LaMelo, right?
Yeah. He's the one who dropped like 92 points in high school, right?
No, that's the youngest. I think that's LaMelo. Yeah,
I do enjoy all of the people calling the fan with Knicks trades with Porzingis and Carmelo. It's like, well, you know what? Let me tell you something. Porzingis is going nowhere because he's the one good thing Phil Jackson has done. So Phil Jackson is not going to get rid of the one good thing he's done because then people will point out that A, the cupboard is empty, and B, he got rid of the one good thing he's done. It's like,
I heard Magic Johnson came out and said the only person he's not willing to trade is Brandon Ingram. That's the only person he wouldn't trade on the Lakers that's on the team right now. So you got to think about Randall and
Swaggy P,
and the other
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell, the other one, the shooting guard.
Jordan Clarkson
and all that. They had a lot of talent. So for him to come out and say that just... Okay, I guess they really want...
it will also be interesting to see about Magic Johnson, to see if he's just a figurehead or if he's the real thing when Ball gets there. Because it's, they'll really
say give him about 3 years. And
you will find out This is Sports Talk. We got Mark Tchaikovsky, Tristan Hamilton, KJ Brooks, Chris